It's time now for Media Watch. Emma James on the other side of our studio. Good evening to you. You've been looking at reactions to the rearrest of Carlos Ghosn.
Indeed, and there have been many reactions, but a lot of it focusing on what the importance was of Carlos Ghosn's entry into Twitter, because a lot of people wondering whether this preempted the arrest or whether it actually provoked it. What he tweeted was, "I'm getting ready to tell the truth about what's happening. Press conference on Thursday, April the 11th. Now, within hours, his home was raided by more than a dozen officers, and he was rearrested for the fourth time now. One question that a lot of people are asking is, did this actually violate his bail terms? Because he's out on bail at the moment after being held for 3 months. He paid $9 million in bail, so runs the risk of losing that if he violates the agreement. But what we were told at the time was that he was supposed to have no access to the internet and only allowed to use a computer that is his lawyer's office, not connected to the web. So it would appear that this flies in the face, him tweeting, or even him asking somebody to tweet on his behalf. It is his official account. Could indeed have violated that. However, his lawyers say no, nothing untoward has happened. The officials are not saying either way what they believe to be the case. Now, interestingly, though, lots of reporting on reactions to this. Of course, the lawyers are saying this was an act of aggression, an attempt to muzzle Carlos Ghosn. He himself has called it outrageous. But even stronger words have come from a former prosecutor in Japan. He was talking to the Asia Times. Nobuo Gohara said they're using gangster tactics. They are even worse than the mafia because they have the power of the state behind them. Honestly, I am ashamed. Now, if you want more details about how exactly this raid happened and the arrest took what played out when this arrest happened. The New York Times has a good account of it, looking in particular at the treatment of Mrs. Ghosn, Carol Ghosn, who is not accused of any crime, yet they took her phones, her passport, her diary and letters that she'd written to him while he was in jail. A woman from the prosecutor's office even went into the bathroom with her, and while she showered, stood outside and handed her a towel as she came out. Quite what they thought she was going to be hiding, I don't know, but it does start to look a little bit like intimidation. What Mrs. Ghosn said is, they didn't push me around, but they wanted to humiliate me and my husband, and she felt she was treated like a terrorist.
We'll move on. The latest Brexit deadline is fast approaching. An iconic part of the UK coastline has been used, it seems, to make an appeal to European leaders.
Yes, if a picture says 1,000 words, well then this SOS being broadcast or sent on to the
White Cliffs of Dover?
They are indeed, of course, an iconic site on the coastline of the UK, facing, of course, the Channel and France. SOS on the European flag. It was projected there by the campaign group led by Donkeys, who also tweeted messages to Angela Merkel and to Emmanuel Macron. They did it in French and German as well. And what they're asking for is an extension, and then to confirm that there will be a confirmatory public vote to ensure that whatever happens with Brexit, it is what the people of the UK want. We will wait and see whether those leaders want to listen to that at all or not. Very different image here in Paris. This is by the street artist Combo. It would appear to be pro-Brexit because Theresa May appears to be running off in her ball gown, having handed the European star to Emmanuel Macron. Meanwhile, in the UK, it never rains but it pours, because the Commons actually got shut down because of a flood of rainwater coming in through the roof. Lots of people wondering if this is all getting a bit biblical. Biblical flood coming to wash us all away, asks this MP. This woman says, flood suspends Commons, fire and pestilence to follow soon, saith the Lord. And my favourite one on the topic is this from the Commons press office. We would like to clarify this was not a sewage leak.
It's kind of alarming, though, that the House of Commons has a leaky roof. It's all the money they spent on it recently, too.
It's a very, very old building.
OK, I know you've got another story which is a big one. Harry and Meghan have broken an Instagram record.
Indeed, a world record, no less, because they opened their Instagram account on Tuesday this week and within 6 hours had over 1 million followers. That's less than half the time that the last record holder took, as a K-pop star by the name of Kang Daniel. They're using it to highlight all their favourite causes. But slightly embarrassingly for them, there is a fly in the ointment in the shape of this gentleman. He is Kevin Keeley from Worthing in Sussex, who was the original owner of the name @SussexRoyal. He says nobody spoke to him about the fact that the Instagram was reclaiming the name in order to give it to Harry and Meghan. He's called himself Sussex Royal because he lives in Sussex. He's a fan of Reading Football Club. They are known as the Royals.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, he maintains the Twitter handle @SussexRoyal, and he's tweeted today, "This is the original. We talk about supporting Reading FC." He's a little bit miffed because no one asked him if it was okay, and he's saying if they want to do the same thing with his Twitter account, would they at least ask him first?
That would be polite, wouldn't it? Let's face it. And, you know, I'm sure Prince Harry would be polite about it. I'm sure it's his people who got it wrong. Emma, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you. Thanks to Emma for the Media Watch. Thanks to Kate for the business as ever. Great to see you too. And thanks to you for watching. Stay with us. More to come here live from Paris.